Have you ever faced a moment in life where nothing seemed to go your way, where every plan fell apart, and every step forward felt like it was pulling you 2 steps back? We've all been there. These moments are not just obstacles. They feel like personal defeats. But what if I told you that these setbacks are not the end of the road? What if they are, instead, opportunities disguised as challenges? Life has a way of surprising us, often in ways we don't expect. Sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart, but in reality, it might just be falling into place. Yet, in the middle of those tough times, it's hard to see the bigger picture. When things go wrong, our natural instinct is to resist, to fight back, or to question, why me? But what if, instead of fighting the tide, we learn to swim with it? To start, let's understand the nature of adversity. Why do things go wrong in the first place? Is it bad luck, fate, or a result of our own actions? The truth is, life is unpredictable. It doesn't follow our plans or expectations. And this unpredictability, while frustrating, is also what makes life interesting. Think about it. If everything always went according to plan, would we grow? Would we learn? Adversity pushes us to our limits and forces us to explore parts of ourselves we didn't know existed. But here's the thing. When challenges strike, our perspective matters more than the problem itself. Have you ever noticed how 2 people can experience the same difficulty, yet one thrives while the other falters? The difference lies in how they see the situation. Some view challenges as roadblocks, while others see them as detours to a better path. Shifting your perspective is a powerful tool. It doesn't change the situation, but it changes how you respond to it. Let me ask you this. How do you react when things don't go your way? Do you feel like a victim of circumstances, or do you take charge of your response? Many of us fall into the trap of victimhood, blaming others or external factors. But what if we took ownership, even of the things we can't control? Taking ownership doesn't mean blaming yourself. It means reclaiming your power to decide how you'll respond. This shift in perspective brings us to the third and perhaps most critical step: reframing. Imagine standing in the rain without an umbrella. You could curse the weather, or you could enjoy the cool droplets on your face. The rain doesn't change, but your experience of it does. Reframing is about finding the silver lining, the hidden lesson, or even the smallest opportunity in every challenge. When life throws you off course, it's tempting to focus on what's wrong. But what if you asked yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe the delay is teaching you patience, or the failure is pushing you to refine your skills. Whatever it is, reframing turns obstacles into stepping stones. So, let's pause for a moment. Think about a challenge you faced recently. How did you handle it? Could you have seen it differently? Could you have reframed it to find a hidden opportunity? Life is not about avoiding challenges, but about learning to navigate them with courage and wisdom. In our journey ahead, we'll explore how to build emotional resilience, take practical steps to move forward, and find meaning even in the toughest times. But for now, remember this: life is not what happens to you, it's how you choose to respond. When you shift your perspective, you shift your entire experience. And that is where true strength begins. Have you ever felt like your emotions were taking control of your life, especially during difficult times? Stress, anger, anxiety, they all come rushing in when things don't go our way. It's like being caught in a storm, tossed around by waves of emotions. But here's a question. What if you could be the calm in that storm? What if, instead of being overwhelmed by your feelings, you could use them to build strength? Emotional resilience is the ability to navigate the inner turmoil that comes with life's challenges. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending everything is fine. It's about managing those emotions in a way that serves you. Think of it as building an emotional muscle. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body, facing difficulties strengthens your mind. The key is learning to acknowledge your feelings without letting them control you. Stress, for example, is inevitable when things go wrong. But instead of seeing stress as the enemy, what if you saw it as a signal? Stress often points to something important in our lives. a goal, a relationship, or a situation we care deeply about. By reframing stress as a sign of what matters most to us, we can start to work with it instead of against it. Simple practices like deep breathing, journaling, or even taking a walk can help us regain control. It's not about eliminating stress, but about channeling it into action. Once we've calmed the storm within, it's time to take practical steps to move forward. Challenges often leave us feeling stuck, as if we're trapped in quicksand. But even in the stickiest situations, there's always a way out. The first step is to assess the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what's within my control? What isn't? And what's the first small step I can take to make things better? Breaking down a problem into manageable pieces can make even the most overwhelming challenges feel less daunting. It's like climbing a mountain, not all at once, but one step at a time. Sometimes, the smallest action can create the biggest shift. Whether it's making a phone call, writing down a plan, or seeking advice, every step forward is a step closer to clarity. But here's the truth. Progress isn't always immediate. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, things take time. This is where patience and perseverance come in. In a world that celebrates quick fixes and instant gratification, waiting can feel unbearable. But patience is a powerful skill. It teaches us to trust the process and believe in the journey, even when the destination isn't yet in sight. Think about a seed planted in the soil. You water it, give it sunlight, and wait. For weeks, nothing seems to happen. But beneath the surface, that seed is growing roots, preparing to sprout. Life works in much the same way. Often, the progress we seek isn't visible right away, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Perseverance, on the other hand, is what keeps us moving forward when the path gets tough. It's the quiet determination to keep going, even when the odds seem stacked against us. History is filled with stories of people who faced failure after failure but refused to give up. Thomas Edison, for instance, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. But each failure was a step toward success. So, let me ask you, when faced with challenges, do you give up too soon, or do you keep pushing forward? Do you let frustration take over, or do you find the patience to wait and the perseverance to act? As we navigate through life's challenges, it's important to remember that resilience isn't built in a day. It's a journey of learning, growing, and adapting. By managing our emotions, taking practical steps, and cultivating patience, we prepare ourselves to face any storm. When things don't go our way, it's easy to feel alone. We question our decisions, our actions, and even our worth. But in these moments, there's a source of strength that many overlook: wisdom. Not the wisdom of quick fixes or shortcuts, but the timeless wisdom that has stood the test of centuries. Wisdom that teaches us to endure, to adapt, and to see the bigger picture, even when things seem bleak. If you've ever studied Stoic philosophy, you'll know that it's built on the idea that we cannot control everything in life. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught that the only thing we truly control is our response to the world around us. Their teachings are simple, yet powerful. When things go wrong, don't focus on the events themselves. Focus on how you choose to react. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a storm, feeling the winds of frustration, anxiety, or anger. The Stoics would tell you, this is not the storm. This is your reaction to it. They didn't claim that adversity was easy to bear, but they believed that we could choose our perspective. In the face of difficulty, we are given an opportunity to grow stronger, more compassionate, and more resilient. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This idea can transform our lives if we apply it consistently. When life doesn't go as planned, instead of blaming the world, we can turn inward and ask, how can I respond with wisdom and composure? This shift in mindset can help us break free from the grip of negative emotions and regain a sense of control. But wisdom isn't just about understanding how to manage challenges. It's also about understanding that sometimes the greatest strength lies in letting go. There are moments in life when holding on too tightly to what we want or what we think we deserve can actually cause more harm than good. We often get caught in a cycle of resistance, wishing for things to be different, refusing to accept reality as it is. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the need to control outcomes that are beyond our reach. Think about a time when you tried to force something that just wasn't meant to happen, whether it was a job, a relationship, or a dream. The harder you tried, the more frustrated you became. But what if, instead of pushing harder, you allowed things to unfold naturally? What if you accepted that not everything is in your hands? There's a deep freedom in letting go. It's not about quitting or losing hope. It's about acknowledging the limits of our control and choosing to trust the process of life. Sometimes, the best thing we can do is step back, breathe, and trust that life will unfold in ways we can't yet understand. Consider the example of a tree. A tree doesn't fight the wind. It bends with it. It doesn't resist the changing seasons. It adapts. And when its leaves fall, it doesn't mourn them. It makes space for new growth. We, too, can learn to bend and adapt, to trust that everything we face, whether painful or joyful, is part of the larger process of our growth. But letting go doesn't mean we stop caring or stop acting. It simply means we stop clinging to the need for things to go exactly as we plan. It means accepting that some things are beyond our control and having the courage to move forward, even when the outcome is uncertain. So let me ask you, what is it that you need to let go of today? What belief, expectation, or attachment is holding you back? And how might your life change if you learn to release it? As we continue on this journey, we'll talk about how to redefine success, how to build a life rooted in meaning, and how to cultivate daily practices that keep us grounded, no matter what comes our way. But for now, take a moment to reflect. Think about the things you've been clinging to, the things you've been fighting against, and ask yourself, can I let go? And in letting go, will I find more peace, more growth, and more freedom? Remember, true strength doesn't come from resistance. It comes from acceptance. Letting go doesn't mean we give up. It means we open ourselves to something greater. Let's continue moving forward with that mindset and discover what lies ahead. What does success mean to you? Is it about achieving the perfect job, the perfect relationship, or the perfect life? Or is it something deeper, something that can't be measured by external achievements alone? When things don't go our way, we often feel like failures, as if we've somehow missed the mark. But what if I told you that success isn't about never failing? What if it's about how we define ourselves, our journey, and our growth in the face of adversity? We live in a world that often ties success to outcomes. Money, fame, status. We see others achieving their goals and wonder why we haven't reached those same heights. But true success isn't always about the destination. It's about the path we take to get there. Success is about resilience, about continuing to grow, to learn, and to evolve despite setbacks. It's about finding meaning in the journey, not just in the achievements. Take a moment to reflect on the challenges you faced in your life. Have you learned something valuable from each of them? Have you grown stronger, more resilient, more compassionate? That growth, that strength, this is success. Success is not about perfection, but about progress. It's about taking what life throws at you and using it to build something better, even if that means starting over again and again. Now, let's think about the role that daily practices play in our ability to overcome challenges. When things go wrong, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. But there are simple, everyday actions we can take to regain our balance and move forward with purpose. Small practices like mindfulness, gratitude, or journaling can have a profound impact on how we navigate the difficulties of life. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded in the present moment, instead of getting lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. It allows us to experience life as it is, without judgment or resistance. Through mindfulness, we can learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without letting them dictate our actions. We can acknowledge the pain and frustration of a situation, but not let it control us. Gratitude, on the other hand, is a powerful tool for shifting our focus. When things aren't going well, it's easy to become fixated on what's wrong. But by practicing gratitude, we train ourselves to notice what's going right. Gratitude helps us to appreciate the small moments, the quiet victories, and the things we might otherwise overlook. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always something to be grateful for. And then, there's journaling. Writing down our thoughts and experiences can be a powerful form of self-reflection. It allows us to process our emotions, clarify our thoughts, and track our growth over time. When we look back at what we've written, we often realize just how far we've come, even if it didn't feel like progress in the moment. Journaling is a tool for self-awareness and healing, helping us make sense of the chaos and find clarity in the midst of uncertainty. These daily practices don't promise to solve all our problems, but they give us the tools to face them with a calm and clear mind. They remind us that we are not powerless in the face of adversity. We have the ability to choose how we respond, to take small steps forward each day, and to keep moving toward a life of purpose and meaning. In the end, life is not about avoiding challenges or seeking comfort. It's about learning how to navigate those challenges with grace and resilience. It's about finding strength in adversity, building emotional resilience, and redefining success in a way that aligns with our values and our journey. As we conclude this speech, I encourage you to think about how you will move forward from here. Will you let the setbacks of life define you, or will you define your response to them? Will you continue to chase external markers of success, or will you focus on the growth and meaning that come from overcoming difficulties? Remember, the journey is never easy, but it's always worth it. With every challenge you face, you are building a foundation for a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. So, embrace the journey, embrace the lessons, and most importantly, embrace the power you have to shape your own path. As you move forward, keep these thoughts in mind. Success is not measured by what you achieve, but by who you become in the process. Stay committed to your growth, keep practicing resilience, and let every setback become an opportunity for new strength. The journey is just beginning. As we come to the end of this speech, I want to leave you with a final thought. Life is not a straight path. It's filled with twists and turns, unexpected detours, and moments of both joy and struggle. But it's in those struggles that we discover who we truly are and what we're capable of. When things don't go our way, it's easy to feel defeated, to believe that we've reached the end of the road. But remember, the most powerful stories are often written in the face of adversity. The greatest transformations happen when we push through the hardest times. It's through these challenges that we develop the strength, wisdom, and resilience to create a life that is meaningful and full of purpose. Each of you has the power to redefine what success means to you. You have the ability to shape your response to life's challenges and use those moments to grow, learn, and evolve. It's not about avoiding the difficulties or wishing they didn't exist. It's about how you choose to approach them. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, what can I learn from the challenges I'm facing right now? How can I shift my perspective and find strength in the storm? What small, positive actions can I take today to move toward the life I want? These are the questions that will guide you as you continue your journey. Life will not always be easy, but every difficulty you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. I encourage you to continue practicing patience, perseverance, and self-compassion. Don't be afraid to let go of the things you cannot control and focus on what you can. Keep building emotional resilience and embracing the wisdom of those who have walked this path before you. And most importantly, remember that you are never alone. You have the strength within you to face whatever comes your way. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. May you continue to grow, evolve, and thrive, no matter what life throws your way. The road ahead is yours to shape, and with each step, you're creating a story of resilience, wisdom, and courage. Keep going, keep growing, and never forget, you are capable of more than you think. The best is yet to come.